Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final thoughts and just the overall game week preview for Double Game Week 36. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, are you activating any chips this week, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is what my team is looking like going into Double Game Week 36. I've already made my transfer. I transferred out Broja for Nketiah because White was injured. I was originally just going to play White and then obviously Watkins on his own up front, but with White potentially being out and I only had I had no money in the bank. Like I had to make the transfer from Broja to Nketiah, and I knew that Nketiah was going to get a price rise this week, so I had to make an early transfer, otherwise it would have been priced out of it. So yeah, originally I was just going to roll the transfer, but because of injuries, I had to act fast and bring in Nketiah, who I think will do really well this week, by the way. I think he's going to have a really good game at Leeds, and I also think that, you know, that derby against Tottenham, I mean, anything could happen in that game. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate that White was injured. He potentially could be back. I really hope he is back because it just gives me a little bit of, I don't know, a doubler on the bench just in case things happen. But at this point in time, he's probably going to be injured for a little bit. It is a hamstring injury, so, you know, they can always be a lot worse than they seem. And then I've also got Weghorst on the bench as well, and also Ramsey as well. Ramsey was kind of like my backup player just in case someone doesn't play the double. But now he's injured. Apparently he got an injury in training. Apparently it's a groin injury. He's got a 25% chance of playing. Gerrard said that, you know, it doesn't look like he's going to be available for the Burnley game. And then, of course, I wouldn't want to play him against Liverpool anyway. So I'm not hugely disappointed because I wasn't going to play him anyway. But I really hope that he's back for Crystal Palace at home and Burnley at home. That's what I'm really hoping for. But I guess the worst case scenario, I could just transfer him out for somebody like Gordon and bring him in, who also has a double in 37. But again, I kind of wanted to bring in a different player that week, potentially someone like Richarlison or something like that. But either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, Schmeichel in goal, at home to Everton and Norwich, of course, went out of the Europa Conference League last night. I don't know if that means that they're going to play a strong 11 for Everton. They probably will against Norwich, but Everton it's not very much time after the Roma game last night, so I don't know what the situation with the squad's going to be there. I hope that he plays a full squad because I have Schmeichel in goal and I have Maddison as well, but I don't know how confident I am that Brendan Rodgers is going to play a full team. Robertson at the back, Trent, Laporte and Alonso. Robertson I don't think will play both at all. I mean, Alonso probably also won't play both either. Like, I've got 11 doublers here, but honestly I think that like 4 of them are probably going to miss one of the games. But yeah, Robertson, Trent, Laporte, and Alonso. I could make my transfer this week and bring in Gordon instead of Ramsey and then play him and just have 3 at the back. But I don't think a doubler with Gordon, who plays for Everton, is going to be better than one game for Robertson. Again, if Robertson plays Tottenham at home, then yeah, they probably will concede, and he's probably only going to get me 2 points. But if he plays the Villa game, I'm a little bit more confident that he'll get something from that. And the thing about Robertson and Trent are, like, you have to treat them like midfielders that have the possibility to get a clean sheet as well, you know, with how forward they get. Same as Alonso as well. Like, yes, they are defenders, but they're basically midfielders with how many shots they're having and how many crosses they're putting into the box. So yeah, if they do lose, the clean sheet is a little bit annoying, but at the same time, their assist potential and their goal threat is just through the roof, so it's not actually the worst situation in the world. But yeah, I'd rather play Robertson for one game than like Gordon in a double. In midfield, I've gone Salah captaincy, Son, Saka and Maddison. Again, not sure if Maddison's going to play. I think he'll play at home to Norwich, which again is a very, very good fixture to have. A lot better than like a doubler like, I don't know, Ramsey, Burnley and Liverpool at home, so I'm okay with that. And then up top, I've got Nketiah, who was obviously my transfer this week, and then I've brought in Watkins last week, so already used my transfer. Like I say, nothing in the bank, and that is how my team is shaping up for Double Game Week 36. Moving on to like the big questions of the week though, a lot of people are thinking of getting rid of Robertson. I personally wouldn't, because I don't think that unless you need the funds elsewhere. Like, let's say if you're going double City at the back, then fair play. If you're getting rid of like Robertson for Cancelo or Robertson for a Diaz or Robertson for a Laporte, fair play. But like, you know, Southampton and Wolves are the last 2 games of the season after this double, and you know, I can't see them conceding in either of those. And as well as that, Robertson's numbers have just been ridiculous this season, so I'm definitely not selling him. I understand if you're selling him for money and stuff, but I personally think he's just a hold right now. Again, you could downgrade him for a different Liverpool defender like your Van Dijk or your Matips or whatever, which is fair play, but I don't know. I can't see myself getting rid of Robertson at all this week. A lot of people are thinking of going 3 City players at the back as well. So you Laporte, Cancelo, and Diaz, or Laporte, Cancelo, Ederson. Nothing wrong with that either, to be fair. I think there's going to be so much rotation in that midfield for City. I don't think it is really worth taking a hit to bring in any City players unless it's at the back, because the back line, you know, with like Walker being injured, etc., Stones being injured, it's a little bit easier to kind of decide who's going to play. But with the midfield, like, anyone can play. You know, you got Mahrez, Foden, Grealish, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, all these different players that can easily play. So yeah, it's a little bit more risky. But yeah, not going to sell Alonso either. Like, I know that they're going to get rotated because they've got the FA Cup final, but again, Alonso is just, you know, he's got Watford at home on the final game of the season, Leicester at home next week. You know, and hopefully Wolves is like, this double is actually a lot better than people think. Like, Wolves are terrible at the moment. Like, they're 17th for like goals conceded, or like XG of goals conceded for 2022. Like, they've honestly just fell off so hard. And then Leeds away are also terrible at the back. Like, I think your Chelsea player playing either of these fixtures is going to be great, but I'm definitely keeping Alonso 100%. People are also thinking of getting rid of Son this week. I understand that he's not got the best double in the world, but, you know, he's also got Burnley and Norwich at the end of the season. I don't think it's worth getting rid of Son at all right now. Whether you should get rid of Kane for Son, I don't really think it's worth it, unless you're bringing in someone like Richarlison or Watkins. You downgrade to them. Obviously, they've got a double this week, got a double next week, and then you also upgrade a midfielder to Son. I quite like that move. Because you're also you're bringing in Son, who's obviously got a double, he's just clinical as hell, and then you're also bringing in a striker who doubles and then doubles again. So I quite like that move. But if you're just getting rid of Son for Kane, and then, you know, for Kane you need to downgrade someone like, I don't know, a player that's not gonna, you know, really do anything this week, I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Leicester players, I think, are generally just one of those situations where if you have them, hold them, but if you don't have them, I wouldn't buy them. The only player that's guaranteed to play both of these fixtures is Schmeichel. The back line could be all over the place, the midfield could all be all over the place. You know, Vardy's back now, so your likes of Daka and Iheanacho are also going to be all over the place. Like, that Leicester squad is going to be so difficult to predict. I think that, yeah, it's just going to be one of those double game weeks where, you know, a lot of players don't play both the doubles. So honestly, if you've got a player that, you know that's not going to play both of them, but they're a really good player, like Robertson, for example, I don't think it's worth playing someone over Robertson. Like, I would never play a Gordon or a Ramsey or someone like that over Robertson. I would always back Robertson with the single game week. And then, of course, you've also got your, what else is there? I'm trying to think of other, like, big questions this week. Yeah, Everton. Honestly, I think you just, if you're on, like, a free hit, I think you just back the teams that have got something to play for. So, like, Everton have got a really nice double this week. They need to win. You know, it's just, like, it's out of the question. They have to win all of these games now. And then, obviously, you got Liverpool and City, who are still playing for the title. Arsenal and Tottenham, who are playing for Champions League. It's really those kind of teams that you want to be targeting, that, you know, because otherwise you got like your Norwiches and stuff, like people are bringing in Pukki. I don't really understand the point of that, because they're already down, you know, they've got nothing to play for. There might be rotation as well in those squads, just to give the younger guys an actual game, just so they can actually have Premier League experience. So yeah, your Watfords, your Norwiches and stuff that are like basically already down, I don't really think it's worth investing into those teams. And there's other strikers as well for Pukki's price point, like Nketiah, for example. I think Nketiah is a really good buy this week if you do need funds. You know, he's playing Leeds and Tottenham, should start both games. I can't see Lacazette getting back in this squad. And then Newcastle and then Everton at home last game of the season. He's just a hold, like, for me now for the remainder of the season. That's why I brought him in. But yeah, at the back, I think if you are free hitting, I mean, Triple City at the back is honestly an okay shout this week. It's a little bit more risky playing midfield. Kevin De Bruyne is probably the safest bet, because he did get rested in the last game, in the last Premier League game. So I think he's probably a better bet. But are you going to be able to fit Salah, De Bruyne, Son, and then like the likes of Cancelo, Trent, all in your team? You know, you have to take sacrifices somewhere. But yeah, that's basically all the big questions I think this week that people are kind of asking about, and that's kind of where my situation is as well. I've obviously already used my transfer, no money in the bank, so again, next week, if need be, I can get rid of Ramsey for Gordon. But if Gordon is okay, then I know that Weghorst has like a double next week, but it's not the greatest double. I mean, Tottenham and Villa, I mean, he could get something in those games, you never know. I might get rid of him for like Richarlison next week, and also downgrade somewhere else. I'm not sure. We'll think about it, but of course, a lot of people are free hitting next week as well. But either way, it's going to be everything from me. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Best of luck with Double Game Week 36. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment what chips you're using this week, if any. Subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me. And yeah, until next time, peace.